Here we are in the new swing studio today, and what we'll talk about is how the hands and the club release the motion of the pivot. So it needs some fine tuning. So this is an action that needs a bit of fine tuning. So what we'll talk about is the collision of the golf ball with the club. So as the club collides with the golf ball, club head slows down, ball propels off. So the club head slows down. So in order for us to create an efficient release, we've got to understand the mechanics of how the release works. So I'm going to talk about a couple of misconceptions within the release and how the release takes place basically. So the release happens after impact, not before impact, after impact. So any golf, in order for us to release, we need to feel the weight of the club. So feel the weight of the club by the hands and look at how the left hand pulls down on the club, the right hand pushes downwards. So the left hand pulls down, right hand pushes downward as well. So let's go through that again. So left hand pulls towards target, right hand pushes down into the left hand, okay? So pull with the left hand, push with the right, okay? But I wouldn't say push with the right hand first. We need to pull with the left first and push with the right. So obviously the reaction between two hands is they're fighting against each other, okay? So we need to obviously have quite a secure grip. So first of all, we need to apply pressure to the ground. So in order for us to apply pressure to the ground, it creates a reaction from the club head. So if we apply pressure to the ground, we need to react to the picture of the release. So react to the pitch. So I want my club to finish out towards the target. So apply pressure to the ground and feel like the club finishes towards the target, okay? So down the line, this is my target. So feel the club finishes towards target. So we don't want to interrupt momentum. So what I mean by that is we don't want the club head to slow down and by just a cultivating action from the hands, okay? So hands create the leverage, body leverages with the arms, okay? So what we need to do is when the body creates the leverage by the arms, the leverage creates the arms by the opposite way around, okay? So basically what happens is the arm, this is collected. So with this action, everything is collected before impact. So as I come back down, the arms are collected by the body, and as I come back down, everything is released. So it's like a collection. So each stage is a drop-off point. So backswing, downswing, follow through. Every bit of motion is collected, then release is released out there. So the club's released out there, okay? So the dog swing, what we'll talk about is trigger finger, okay? So the trigger finger should wrap. So the trigger finger is forefinger on the right hand, so that should wrap underneath the grip, okay? So all we need to do is the left hand applies the pressure away from target, okay? So left hand, lead hand, applies pressure away from target, okay? Right hand applies pressure towards the target, okay? So what we need to do is let the weight of the club, so as I was saying, left hand applies pressure away, right hand towards, okay? So let the club head, release the club head with the weight, okay? So allow the hands to release by an automatic synchronization of the weight of the club head, okay? So load the hands, so I'll take club back, load the hands, release that by using the weight of the club. So if I take club back, gravity works, gravity pulls the club down, centrifugal forces pull the club down. So in order for me to keep the club up, I have to use the hands. So the hands, obviously the club's lowest point is right hip. They drop down into impact. So from here the hands pull the club back up, which basically is a recoiling action of the club head in order for us to release it. Okay, so what we need to do is talk about the central nervous system. So the central nervous system is going to brace itself for this reaction. So if I focus on target, okay, I get into my head that I have to release the club towards the target, okay? So what we need to do, in order for us to release the club head, we have ground, in the way. So that's going to create a collision. So if that creates a collision, that automatically, the central nervous system is thinking, automatically, I need to speed up this club head in order to get through the 3 barriers. So I need to get through ball, grass and the collision of the club head. So obviously if I stop, then my club's going to get in the way in that collision. It's like hammering a nail on the wall. So if you hammer a nail on the wall, then you're going to have to apply more force into the hammer to get the nail into the wall, okay? So vice versa. So it's the club head. If I apply more pressure into the club head, it's going to get through the 3 obstacles and it's going to be able to create more power. So that's like a chain reaction. The more power we apply into the golf ball, the bigger the chain reaction, the more separation between club head and the golf ball. So it's going to go obviously a further distance. So what we need to do, obviously the body's going to prepare itself in order to achieve that end result. So the way the body releases the club is down to the central nervous system functioning well, okay? So what I'm going to talk about is that coming into impact, my hands are leading, okay, my left wrist, that flat left wrist position, but if I come into that position, my left wrist is actually slightly cupped. It's going from a strong position into a slightly weaker position, okay? So if I get into impact, what tends to happen is the club head will catch the hands. Because our hands slow down, the club head speeds up, okay? So that action, so if I take club back, hands slow down, so hands are the driving force on the way down of if our body moves correctly, okay? So hands slow down. Because they're leading ahead of the golf ball, what happens is the club head speeds up because the hands slow down. That's down to centrifugal force and the weight of the club head being able to overtake the hands, okay? So that's why a lot of golfers try and force the bottom there, because they try to strangle the club and don't feel the total weight of the golf club. And from here, they feel the hands are slightly lighter, so what they'll do is they'll flick, the club head slows down completely, okay? So, what we need to do is the left hand leverages against the right hand. So, as I come into impact, left hand pulls down the way, obviously the left hand goes away from target, right hand goes towards target. They leverage out against each other, so as I'm coming down, so feel the full continuum of this action. So as I come down into impact, left hand is the driving force the way down. But what happens here can be quite technical. But what happens here is left hand, it's like the left hip gets out the way to allow the right side to get in to the equation. So left hand gets out the way. So from here, the right hand takes over, okay? So it's vice versa, it's on the backswing. Left hand turns, right hand tucks in. Come back down, left hand slows down to allow the leverage on the free passage of the right hand to take over. Okay, so I come back, left hand comes back down at impact, get that flat, but almost at waist height, okay? The right hand takes over, and that's what slows the left hand down. So the release is an automatic dictation of the right hand overtaking the left hand, okay? So the right hand allows to overtake the left hand slows down, right hand takes over. So we release the club after we've hit the golf ball, okay? So we release it after we've hit the golf ball. So what I'm talking about is obviously release, left hand slows down, right hand takes over. But what a lot of golfers think, oh, if I release the club properly, I'm going to hook it. But what happens is a lot of golfers will release the golf club before impact, and that's where the club face is going to close to the path and you're going to go miles left. So what we need to do is everything is collected in a sequence down before impact. But what happens is we release the hands after impact, okay? So feel like you're almost delaying the action. So if you create a little lag and you can hold that position right into the downswing, then if you release it early, you're going to hook it. But if you don't release it early, you're not going to hook it. Only if you release the club properly, you're not going to hook it. So we want to release the club out here as opposed to releasing the club down here. Okay? So a few things to work on. We want to release the club after impact as opposed to before impact. Okay? If you release it before, that's where the club head slope goes left early. So if you've got any thoughts on that video, quite a technical video, so if you've got any thoughts, comment below and like the video, thumbs up. And if you've got any other comments about topics that I'd like for me to discuss, just comment below and I'll try and